break down the throw from that goofy intro in a moment, but first, let's have a look at a basic Sode Tsuri Komi Goshi. That is a sleeve lifting, pulling hip throw. Starts off with Abe controlling her opponent's arm, and as her opponent circles away to break the grip, Abe turns inwards. And we end up with Abe's hips directly in front of her opponent's waist. Also notice how Abe breaks her opponent's left hand grip as she throws. The grip break and the throw are one and the same. That's what makes Abe such a powerful thrower. You can see the same quality in her brother, Hifumi Abe. Now the next one is quite similar. We're going to see both people circling, but in this case it's Abe who's circling, looking for the grip break. Abe's lead hand, her right hand, is controlled. Now Abe circles. As she breaks that grip, she immediately turns inwards, makes a new grip, and looks to throw the Swiss judoka to the mat. In this case, it's not as easy as the first one. The Swiss judoka hips in aggressively, counterclockwise turn, but the Swiss judoka hipping in. But notice how the Swiss judoka only has one leg on the mat. You cannot balance long on one leg. But Abe remains on two legs. She keeps her weight forward, and she's able to finally bring her opponent towards the mat. There's a little Uchimata flick at the end. This next version, similar to the last two, we're going to see both people circling clockwise before Abe with a counterclockwise turn and a throw. Once again, her opponent is hipping in aggressively. Just look how far her opponent is driving off her left leg. But notice how she's unable to keep her right leg on the mat for long. So she's unable to maintain her defensive posture. And Abe, by crunching forward and extending her opponent's arm with that sleeve control, is able to complete another beautiful throw. Once again, notice how Abe's right hand grip and the throw take place simultaneously. There is no getting a grip and then attempting a throw. Just one motion. Abe grips and throws. Opponent aggressively hipping in, but unable to maintain balance on one leg. Unable to get both legs to the mat. Abe crunching forward to hit the throw. We'll just watch this one final time. Now the next clip we're going to look at is the clip you saw in the intro. The key difference to notice from this one is the motion of the left hand during the grip exchange by the Swiss judoka. So Abe controls her opponent's left hand, but the Swiss judoka is looking to circle her hand to the top of Abe's arm, and it makes it difficult for Abe to fully extend that sleeve, which enables the Swiss judoka to initially thwart the throw of Abe. However, Abe was able to complete the throw. Notice again, the arm circles over the top of Abe's hand, and Abe is not able to extend the sleeve like we saw in the previous video. And we end up with a situation where the Swiss judoka is mostly on Abe's left side in the air. Now Abe has to crunch towards her right side in order to bring her down to the mat. If she wasn't able to complete this crunch towards her right, the Swiss judoka would have ended up back on her feet. As you see briefly a couple of times, her feet do hit the mat in this exchange. Now the final throw is for all the newaza lovers. my channel mostly focuses on newaza, so I want to finish up with a variation which ends in a submission win for Uta Abe. And we see here a nicely applied ude gatame on her opponent's right arm. So the difference between this throw and the previous throws is there's no actual circling motion at the beginning. And we also have an uchimata finish. So here, notice Abe snaps down to create some motion, then turns in. She's extending the sleeve well. She doesn't have as strong a lift of the hips in comparison to the initial throws. However, the uchimata is the problem solver in this case. So notice how the opponent's not lifted as highly as before and is able to come down on Abe's right side, but Abe transitions into an uchimata while extending her opponent's sleeve. So this is a Sode uchimata, sleeve uchimata, into an ude gatame, an elbow lock, and snap down, extending the sleeve. The opponent hits the mat, uchimata, transition. Opponent tries to belly down. Abe is able to isolate an arm quite easily, transitions immediately into an ude gatame. So this is my first video doing throw breakdowns. I usually do newaza breakdowns on this channel, so I'd like some feedback. If you found things hard to follow, let me know. If you have any suggestions on how I could have made this clearer for you, give me some feedback in the comments section. If you're interested in seeing more from Uta Abe, I have a lot more coming in the future, so please subscribe for that and other mainly judo content on this channel. Thank you very much for watching.